How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my first upload of Call of Duty Cold War. I wanted to start off by having a video just kind of explaining my thoughts. I don't know how long I'm going to kind of go here, but I'll play some just general pub clips in the background as I talk. I wanted to give you guys my initial thoughts, both positive and negatives about the game, my honest opinions, and where I think the game's going to go this year. So first off, the first thing I wanted to talk about are the maps. Before I get into the positive parts of these maps, I just wanted to, first say, as some of you guys know, the game launched with 8 6 vs 6 maps. Now, personally to me, this is just unacceptable. Every single year, if I, we're getting less and less content at launch year, and I don't know if some of you guys have seen some of the Twitter drama between Scump and Vondahar and a lot of the pros in the scene are complaining about how little maps there are. It really is just ridiculous. I mean, we're paying for a finished product, and Activision is just not getting it or not giving it to us. I would have 100% rathered them just push the game back. Make I believe season one for the game launches in the first few weeks of December. Why not just push the game back to launch there? Launch season one the day the game comes out. I think you would have been able to have those maps at launch then. It would have felt like more of a full game. You would have had maybe more tests for another open beta, maybe some more, maybe some input from the pros. Um, but I really just think that's unacceptable from Treyarch. And, I do have a lot of positive things to say, so I don't want to harp on this for too long. But, how hard could it be to just, we already know some of the remastered maps are coming. Like Summit's coming. We know Firing Range is most likely coming, and I'm sure there are others. So how hard is it to just really reskin, update those maps in these engines, reanimate them, and have them ready for the game at launch? It's just really kind of crazy to me. But anyways, not to harp on the negative for too long. I think the maps for pubs that we currently have at launch are great. I think most of them, besides Miami and Armada, because those maps are garbage, are great. They flow great. They're mostly 3 lanes. They're small. They're compact. They flow really well. I think for pub matches, they're fantastic. I think Satellite is one of the best pub maps out there. I don't like that they added all of the, as some of you guys know, there's the dunes on the right side of the map or the left side, depending on what side you're looking. I don't like that they added the Mirage on Satellite. I get why they did it, but just some of the gunfights are just so ridiculous. You're shooting at an image that's moving on your screen. But anyways, to in terms of competitive, I think the maps, at least for respawn, are going to be fantastic. They're going to be super exciting and 4v4 to watch. But I do think the maps on for Search and Destroy are going to need some work. Currently, some of the websites like Game Battles and UMG and CMG have Armada in the rotation. That map is just garbage. It needs to be taken out. Miami for Search and Destroy actually for Search and Destroy only isn't terrible, but it's still not great. And for some of the other smaller maps, the bomb locations really need to be updated. Um, the one thing that I can say about this game is it's going to be very trade focused and very holding tight angles, and a map like Garrison, for example, um, you know the pros have been playing wagers and tournaments on it. I think it has potential, but I think some of the bomb sites need to be moved. Like the A bomb, I believe, is literally in one of the defending team's spawn, and that's just that's gonna have to be updated. But as more maps come out, I'm sure there are gonna be more maps added to the rotation, and there's potential here, for sure. And that leads me into the next point and why I think this game, actually has so much potential. Is I think the movement and the gunplay is fantastic. I think they updated from the beta to the current launch version of the game. The slide canceling, they essentially took slide canceling away. It's not nearly as effective as it used to be, and I think this is absolutely fantastic and the right move. It feels smooth. It feels great. I know some of my friends don't particularly like the gunplay. I get where they're coming from. They feel it's a step back from Modern Warfare. I don't exactly blame them. I really, as you guys know, love the COD Modern Warfare engine. I think it's crisp, it's rewarding, and when you kill someone, the TTK is obviously super high. Um, and it feels rewarding. But the current version of the game for Cold War, I think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a step backwards, as some might say. Do I think they could have had a more updated engine here? Absolutely. But I think there's tons and tons of potential there to move forward. Um, my next point that I wanted to talk about is competitive and also the current gun balance that we have in the game. Um, so firstly, I'll talk about the guns and the meta. Right now, the M16 and the MP5 are essentially dominating every single lobby. Every single one you go in, there's kitted out M16s, there's kitted out MP5s, and it is just a total sweat fest. And these guns are insane. I actually think that the MP5 in Cold War is better than the MP5 when it had Merc foregrip before the no stock nerf in Modern Warfare. That's how good I currently think it is. I can almost guarantee it's going to get nerfed. The M16 is currently a 2 bullet kill if you get a headshot, and almost an automatic one burst, as you can see in some of these clips that I have here. That's got to be reduced. And I think once you reduce those, the time to kill on those guns and make them a little worse, I think we're in for a really, really balanced meta here. I think the FAMAS or the FFAR, I think it's perfect how it currently is. When it currently has attachments on it, it's good. When it has no attachments on it, it's bad. And that to me tells me that it's a balanced gun, where you can make the gun better, but it's not overpowered from before you even put attachments on it. In this game right now, I can start out with an MP5 with nothing on it and probably do well. You can give me an M16 and I can almost definitely go double positive. They are just absolute melt machines that will have to be updated, but I think it's coming. Treyarch is good about tuning their weapons. It's not going to be like Modern Warfare where we didn't get a weapon tuning until a week before champs. Um, so I think we're in a good spot with the balance, and I think once those get updated, um, I think that the game will feel amazing in terms of the meta. And one other thing I wanted to talk about before I get into competitive and league play is the current level up system. I think it's great they added back prestiges, but one thing that is currently broken, or I don't know if it's just me or if you guys noticed too, but leveling up your weapons in multiplayer feels utterly like just just ridiculously long. I've been doing launchers because I'm in my spare time just gonna try to go for the DM Ultra. I don't know if I'll actually end up following through with that, but I've been doing the launcher since day one. In every single game, I probably shoot down 10 streaks a game in terms of UAVs and so on and so forth because there's so many in this game. And my launcher that I've been using since the start is only at level like I think 13. That is insane. I've been using the MP5 almost religiously since the game dropped. I'm still not at level 50, and that means I still can't even unlock all the camos for the gun. I'm not going to go too much into why I think that whole camo system is stupid, but I either think that they need to way turn up the XP that you get per kill in terms of weapon XP, or they need to be giving out a lot of double weapon XP tokens because it's currently just absolutely brutal. And now I want to talk about league play, and the first thing is how did we have a launch this year without league play yet again? This is year two of the Call of Duty, the CDL, and yet again we don't have league play at launch or game battles integration or any support for competitive. That is just utterly insane, and I don't know if some of you know, but today on the 15th, Scum made a post about it, and him and David Vonderhaar kind of went back to back. I mean, back and forth, excuse me, about it, and it's honestly just like inexcusable at this point. You have a league that's like a $200 million league, and you're not gonna have support for it. It's. I know Activision's priorities are microtransactions and growing the game, but just to completely neglect the competitive scene after it's really the driving force of your loyal fan base at this point is just utterly ridiculous. It's inexcusable, and Activision really, really needs to be better. I'm hoping at the Season 1 drop we have it integrated in some capacity, hopefully League Play. I know that it's definitely coming, it's just a matter of when. Um, And look, I know COVID is an issue too, and I'm sure that's probably why it wasn't in the game at launch. Companies have to make tough decisions, and I'm sure axing it out of the launch version of the game is not what Vandahar and the team wanted to do at Treyarch. But there are tons. Like, how hard could it possibly be just to throw in a ranked playlist for now, to then update to League play? It can't be that difficult to just separate the player bases like that. Just add another playlist. That's all it takes. It couldn't take, obviously I don't know what goes into it, but to just have another playlist just for ranked play with ranked rules could not possibly take this long. Like, I don't know. It's mind boggling to me. It's extremely frustrating, and hopefully we have it soon. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about is skill based matchmaking and why I am pleading with Treyarch to please turn it down. I'm moving forward. As some of you guys know or don't know what skill-based matchmaking is, it's a system that Activision owns that groups players together by their skill, and it does this by seeing how much score you get per game, how honestly it goes down to even how you move around the map, how many times you either press a keyboard or click on your controller, how much damage you get per game. It's a crazy system. And it utterly it ruins public matches for me and anyone in the competitive scene that's just trying to have fun. I get why Activision pushes for it. They claim that it 100% increases player retention and promotes player growth. And look, like, I'm not saying that I want to be versing against playing against someone that can't even move around the map or doesn't even know how to move an analog stick. That's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, I got into a match with Octane and Looney yesterday, and I'll post the screenshot I have here, and I'll edit into this video. It's honestly just utterly ridiculous how at every single match I play, either I'm going 100% or I'm going negative. That's kind of what it comes down to. It's either, and this is, if I don't have more than 3 people in my party when I play a public match, my team is going to lose. And I think you guys can tell by some of the clips I'm playing in the background. Just look at the gun skill that some of these guys have, and how fast I'm dying, and how much I'm trying to do well here. I'm not trying to say I'm one of the best players on the earth, because I don't think I am, but the fact that I have to try this hard, you know, to even do well, and I'm getting in pro games. Excuse me, I'm getting in public match games against top 5 players in the entire world, and Octane from the Seattle Surge. It's really just insane, and again, I'm not trying to verse players that can't shoot back, but you need to widen that middle base or that top echelon of players so that I'm not versing S&D stars every single match. We can't even, me and my friends can't even go into a public match and listen to music and have fun. Every single game, we have to be going 100%, or we're gonna get smoked. And that's just kind of what it comes down to. And it's not only us. Like, there's clips of professional players like Dashy, Optic Dashy, getting absolutely smoked in pubs, and he's one of the best players on the planet. And he, in some of his streams, has said, you know, some of these pub players could probably go pro. He says in his words, he said he does better against professional teams than he does in these pub matches. And that to me is just absolutely mind blowing. It's unacceptable, and honestly, I really hope Activision, you know, heeds the players, you know, and turns it down. So in conclusion, I think there's a lot of positives and a lot of like about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I think we have a ton of potential for a great year. I think the maps need to be more maps need to be added. I think there needs to be integrated league play or integrated game battles or more support for this system. I think that skill-based matchmaking has to be turned down in order to really have a successful year and grow the player base outside of Warzone. But overall, I think we're in for an awesome and exciting year, guys. So if you guys like this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, especially competitive Cold War content, I have game battles that I should be starting to record in the next few weeks. I just played my first game medals match yesterday with Blake. We played a doubles match and won. I tried to record it, but I had some video issues that I will not be able to upload that. It just came out super stuttery and it doesn't really look good. But hopefully next time we play, I think I've gotten everything ironed out, so I'll be ready to go. And I think we are in for an awesome year. If you guys would be interested in some more pub stomping content, I know this is kind of just a mashup of clips, but I can have actual pub stopping gameplay. And if there are any other series you guys want to see, like just for example, I can do walkthrough of the competitive maps and types of setups and type of spots to play and different type of walkthroughs. I have a few different ideas. I might end up doing a series like that where I go through every single competitive map once they end up getting ironed out and I get some gameplay on them. Of different nade spots and just different angles to play and angles to watch and what some players' tendencies are and what are things to look out for so that any of you guys tuning in, if you want to try to improve your own gameplay, it might be able to help you. But anyways, guys, thank you again for tuning in, and check out the channel sometime this week for my first competitive Search and Destroy upload. But, alright guys, peace out, enjoy.
Right, it's just he had a game where he went like, I think it was like 30 and like 21. And he's just like, this is not fun.